Dale Larson here, and I'm at the photo booth. Cue up the Talking About Mail music. That's probably already playing. Up first is Derek from International Falls, Minnesota, or should I say Canada. Derek is actually from Ontario. He crosses the border to mail things more affordably, and I do appreciate that, Derek. Thank you very much. Derek did send in vintage Kenner Boba Fett here. Number 391 for the Boba Sett. That's a big deal. Derek said in his letter that this particular Fett had some pretty loose limbs. Doesn't anymore because he used the toy polloi method of plumber's tape in the joints. Not sure if you can see that in there. He's got little white bands around his hips and his shoulders joints there to tighten up those joints a bit. To make it so that he'll actually stand up. He included a blaster. He's got some nice wear and tear on that one. Derek also included a pin. There's a pin. There's a difference for his business here. The Border Geek, he's on Instagram and YouTube. The Border Geek, thank you very much for sending that in. Add that to my Boba Fett collection. Add that to my pin collection. After that, we've got up next, second in line, August from Magnolia, Texas. August sent in a few things here, including this DC Essentials Batman figure, which I did cover briefly in our recent 10 Best Action Figures. 10 Best Figures of what year are we in? 2018 so far, part 3. A couple of concerns I had were size-wise, it fits more with... I just lost his battering. It fits more with Marvel Select than it does with Marvel Legends or even DC Universe Classics. It is a well-sculpted figure. I do not love this version of the bat suit. I would prefer either just the solid black bat, and I don't need to get into the details of that, but it's not my favorite bat suit. All that could be forgiven if, if the price was a little bit better on these for what you're actually getting in the box. I bought a $10 Black Manta figure today that has almost as much articulation as this and is way more fun because it only costs $10. But that's not to say that I don't appreciate August sending this in. I genuinely do, because I did want to take a look at these figures up close, and I really wasn't sure that I was going to be able to pull the trigger at that particular price point. My main concern with this thing, after price point and lack of accessories, this neck joint is just a mess. I don't even, it doesn't even want to stay turned, so I don't really know. I don't know. It seems like DC Direct or DC Collectibles, whatever they're called now, they just make it harder than it needs to be. I will absolutely say that this feels like a sturdier figure than the Icons figures did, but I still don't know if this is if this is where they need to be with a figure line like this. These ankles are just, I don't know if these ankles are actually going to be strong enough to hold this figure up without some kind of support. And, fortunately, I do have a lot of other batarangs and stuff to put with him. So the inclusion of only one batarang, it is what it is. That's what it is. August also sent in this Takara Tomy diecast Boba Fett, which is absolutely incredible. I'd seen people post pictures of these online before. I'd never actually seen one in person. Look at this, he even comes with a tiny little blaster. He is die-cast. I don't know how much of him is die-cast. I think definitely his legs, maybe his torso. I don't think the rest of it is. But look at this, he's got his tiny little jetpack, he's got his rifle. But yeah, he's not quite 4 inches. I thought he was a taller figure, but still, it's awesome. I don't have anything else in this scale except for maybe like a mask figure. He might be a little bit taller than a mask figure, so that's kind of neat. But the sculpting detail on this and the paint is really, really nice, and I'm really excited to have this piece. So thank you very much, Derek, for sending that in. Excuse me, not Derek, August. Get my names mixed up here. August also sent in the Funko Wobblers Boba Fett. I'm going to pull this guy out of the package. Say I actually do like this version better than the standard, Funko Pop version. Sometimes they can get that sort of animated caricature kind of look for Boba Fett right, and sometimes it just looks weird. And I think in this case it actually works pretty well. I like the big kid feet, just the sort of kid proportions on it. He looks like a cartoon character, and he just looks like fun. I don't love bobblehead stuff. I wish this was just sort of set here, but hey, you know what? It's just going to be standing on my shelf, so that is totally fine. I do dig that a lot. Also, we've got Congo the Monkey back here. Congo the Monkey. Congo the Monkey is August's, this is his childhood love. This is sort of like his Boba Fett. And you can follow the adventures of Congo the Monkey at August's Instagram page at Plastic Profit Photos. There goes everybody. Congo taking out the crew. Check him out over there. Thank you very much, August, for sending that in. After that, we've got Skeletor's Henchman from Eternity. No, wait, it looks like it's Skeletor's... Duffield, Virginia. Skeletor's Henchman is from Duffield, Virginia. Who knew? Skeletor's Henchman sent in... Boba Fett number 392, getting closer to that milestone, getting closer to have to put another video together. Can you see this in the back of the booth here? Look at this. That was a giant samurai, I think it was Raphael, who took a spill like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 photo booth videos ago, and I still haven't fixed the paper. I just keep trying to hide it with stuff in front of it, or hope that it gets blown out by the light. But anyway, we've got Boba Fett here. Awesome condition. They're all in awesome condition to me. I don't care if they're mint like this or beautiful like this. They're all good to me. But we are getting closer to that milestone there. Thank you very much to Skeletor's Henchman. It's probably Clawful. It might be Trap Jaw, but it's probably Clawful. Jim from Tewksbury, Mass. Jim sent in quite a few things here. I couldn't include them all, but what I will include here, we've got the Toy Biz Cosmic Defenders Annihilus. This is back in, I think this is from the 90s. I am 90% sure. Yeah, 92. This was, look his wings flap. Just like Annihilus's. There was actually a different Annihilus that I think I still have in my superhero bin. That has like the sort of bigger wings, and his head pops off, and you see the little legs inside, like he's piloting the big Annihilus suit. But this is a great classic piece. This is still in the 90s, when Toy Biz was still just starting to hit their stride and get things going. I don't think I ever actually owned that Annihilus figure, so that's stand. If you're gonna fall the other way. So it's cool that that got sent in from Jim. Getting my names all confused tonight. I'm even reading off notes, but Jim also sent in the Lego minifigures that you can see dispersed about here. We've got Ballet Batman. And then also, I don't know who this is. Tell me, the calculator. I don't know who this is. We've got Caveman Batman. And then I'm going to assume this is like Zodiac or something. I'm not sure. There's a few members of Batman's Rogues Gallery that I just don't know. He comes with a fish and a little crab. I assume those are Pisces and Crabulon, and he's got tattoos all over him. So yeah, I'm assuming that's... oh, also over here we've got Robin with the bat shark repellent. It's not the bat repellent, that wouldn't be good. Over here we've got the DC Comics Lil Bombshells vinyl figures, and inside we have... Katana. Just want to make sure. There we go. Katana. I don't really know that much about Katana. We also have these 2 marshmallows. I don't know what's in these. They open up. I have no idea what these are. This is squishy. Ew, it's squishy and sticky. Ew. These are called Star Wars Mash'ems. I have no idea what you're supposed to do with them other than mash them. Looks like they've got a lot of licenses. Who's in the other one here? We've got R2-D2 and Darth Vader, and they're squishy. Kind of reminds me of the Angry Birds versions. These are really sticky. They remind me of the... That's weird. They remind me of those octopuses that you would like throw at the wall, and they were really sticky, and they'd like crawl down the wall. That's what these remind me of. And if I thought this backboard was, if this booth was a little more sturdy, I'd throw that at the wall and see. Oh, gross! They stick together. Ah, they're so sticky. Gross. Get this stuff out of the way here. This is a very professional show we're trying to put on right now. And I think the last thing from Jim... Oh, no, there's 2 more things here. We got Caveman Raph with his... I don't even know what these things are called. I I don't even know what this line was. I wasn't really buying many of the turtles. The only turtle in this line that I really wanted to get, I think I picked up Leo from the very, very first wave, because I always get the Leo. But I really wanted Usagi Yojimbo, and I never saw the dude. And that's not the way to build fans of your line, is to not be able to get the 1-2 figures that you actually wanted to get. Jim also sent in this New Hope Ceremony Luke figure, and it makes me laugh because, obviously this outfit, if there'd been a movie between New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, as we've seen throughout other types of continuity, comics and video games and stuff, Luke always ends up wearing this outfit, which is basically just Han in his Bespin gear, except he's got the, different coat, but he always has his medal. And I just like to imagine that Luke was, cruising around, gun on, blaster on his hip, lightsaber on his belt, and he just wears his medal because, he's just rocking it like he's Mr. T or something. But this is cool because I have other versions of this figure. I didn't actually have this. I don't know if this is vintage collection, I assume. Didn't have that version of Luke. So that is awesome. Thank you very much, Jim. Nate from Bluff City, Tennessee. Nate sent in the mint in box back here, Bearers of the One Ring gift pack. That's 3 translucent figures, Frodo, Gollum, and Bilbo. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I want to open this. I'm not going to open it right now on camera, but I am very afraid that Toy Biz figures, translucent Toy Biz figures from the year that this came out, 2004, I don't think there's any way that those things aren't going to just absolutely crumble. Like the joints are just going to shred as soon as I take it out of the box. I mean, I hope not. I really would like to be able to put those on my Halloween shelf, or at the very least, just put them safely in my translucent figure bin. But I've had a lot of bad experiences with those old translucent figures. And they just don't usually hold up. But that's not Nate's fault. Thank you very much, Nate, for sending that in. Up next is Mike from Salt Lake City, Utah. Mike sent in... I think this actually was from Jim as well. The Ewok. Low gray. Slide for a second here, guys. Mike from Salt Lake City, Utah, sent in a whole giant box of these McFarlane Toys military action figures. These from right around 2005-ish. There's just a couple in the booth here right now. Pilot, Sniper. When this line came out, I mean, obviously, McFarlane has always been doing incredible stuff. Not so much figures as they are just sort of slightly articulated statues, and really that articulation is just in service of being able to properly put the statue together. And, get their gear in their hands. But all that aside, I mean, McFarlane did a lot with, like, blood and guts and gross things and just absolutely grotesque horror figures and whatever. But he also had the sports line, and he also had these military figures, which were just absolutely incredible in their detail and their paint apps and their accuracy. The only figure I had picked up from this line, I don't have it in the booth right now, is a Pilot. They're just incredible pieces. Several of them do remind me of G.I. Joes, of course. You got low light in the front here, torpedo on the side, and I would love to take some time and, maybe like repaint them to actually look like. You've got Duke, this, I don't know who this would be. I think this is a female pilot. So I'm not sure. Was there ever any female pilots in G.I. Joe? I don't even know. I don't think so. But yeah, a little bit of paint. Make these guys a little more G.I. Joe accurate. But he actually Mike sent in a bunch of these figures. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the booth here. But I think there's like 15 more figures or something. So that was incredibly generous. And I'd like to see if some of their... I'd like to make sure that all the pieces are there and, get all the figures properly matched up. And then, oops, this clipboard keeps falling out of our hand. Just incredible pieces. And it does remind me that, McFarlane actually... shouldn't just be known for brittle Spawn statues. They actually did a lot of other pretty cool things. So thanks for sending those in, Mike. Ryan from Des Moines, Washington. Ryan is the one that hooked me up with the NECA Movie Turtles SDCC set, which we just posted a video for last week. Check that out if you haven't already. Ryan also hooked me up with some of the... He threw some other stuff in the box when he sent out the Turtles. One of the pieces was this Doomsday Build-A-Figure torso. I think I might have the whole figure now. I should have grabbed that before I started shooting here. But Ryan also included this Carnage figure from the Monster Venom wave, knowing that I probably was going to need the head and that I would probably never pick this figure up myself, because as he said on the note, because I know how much you love Carnage. Longtime viewers of the show, regular viewers of the show, whenever Carnage comes up will know that I'm not a big fan of Carnage. I was reading comics when Venom actually started out, so to me Carnage has always just been sort of this like weird extreme 90s knockoff of Venom to me. That said, I know a lot of people love him, and that's great, and that's fine. And all of that aside, it's a very well done figure with all the goopy tentacles and tendrils and stuff. So I do appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you very much. TS from Westboro, Mass. Sent in Fett number 393 for the Boba Sett. He said that this he used to have a pretty extensive collection of Boba Fett stuff, Star Wars stuff, and this is the last piece he had. He'd had it since he was like 14, 15 years old back in the 90s. But that he's very happy, very honored to have it join the Boba Sett, as am I. Blaster included. Also sent in a CD for his band, Transdusk, as well as a bunch of stickers here. If you're looking for some industrial metal music, check them out. Maybe it's your thing, maybe it's not. Last up, we have Samantha from Horn Lake, Mississippi. Or rather, I should say Samantha and Ernest sent in Boba Fett, number 394. This is a very clean, very nice looking Fett. Great joints. And like I've said repeatedly, I love them like this, I love them like this, and I love everything in between. They're all good, and they're all coming to the Boba Sett. And pretty soon, we'll be delivering that 400-piece video and beyond. Thank you again to Derek, August, Skeletor's Henchman, Triclops, Jim, Nate, Mike, Ryan, TS, Samantha, and Ernest. Thank you for hanging out for a few minutes and listening to me talk about toys and stuff, my mail. Hit like, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Thank you very much to those of you who are. Wave to all our Patreon supporters as their names scroll by. Head over to patreon.com/toygalaxy if you want to join them. Later.